So let's jump on it real quick. A lot of you guys know that whenever I take my trade, I always journal my trades. Okay, I don't necessarily have to use applications for journaling or whatever. I like to take screenshots of my trade, then save them in my Telegram saved folder. So on Saturdays when market is closed, I like to go back on them to check the ones that went well, the ones that I make mistakes that might have made mistakes on, and I try to learn from them. So if you look at the time right here, this I took this screenshot about 6:22 p.m. and that was around the time I posted this one on Instagram. Okay, so yeah, so before I jump on the chart real quick, I want to show you guys something real quick. Look at this right here. I like to use three indicators. I like to use pivot, I like to use 200 EMAs, and I like to use Fibonacci. If you trade smart money concept, it is very likely you use a lot of Fibonacci too, because you need to understand the premium and the discount. Okay, 200 EMAs, I've been using 200 EMAs from day one. Okay, the way I used my 200 EMAs, I don't know if there are other traders that use it the same way, but I came up with a strategy on how I like to use my 200 EMAs. I always say to people, there is no manual to how you should be trading. Just do what works for you. So the way I've been using my 200 EMAs for the past 4 years now has been my own style. There might be traders that are also doing exactly the same thing, but I do not know. Okay, so I like to use 200 EMAs, pivot, and also Fibonacci. So if you look at the chart right here, you could see that we have the 200 EMAs right in confluence with my pivot level. They are both sitting, resting on top each other. Okay, when I use my indicators, I don't have to use them. Okay, I only use them as extra, or let's say additional confluences to support my price action. Okay, if they do not align with my price action, it is fine, but when I see them align with my price action, it gives me extra confidence. Okay, so I don't depend on indicators. I just like to see them to be in confluence with my setup. Okay, so look at this right here. We have the 200 EMAs and the pivot resting on top of each other, which make me think, okay, fine, this could be a strong resistance level. Then I start looking into my price action to look for additional confluences. Once everything start making sense, I take a trade. So that is it. So I just want to show you this real quick. So when I took this screenshot, I also do one thing. I also like to use another pair to correlate with the pair that I might be trading at the same time. So this is Euro NZD, right? So let's check what we have on Euro AUD. So Euro AUD was also dropping, and here I have my final target. So I expect price to extend lower to this level here. So if you look at EA, we still have more room. So as long as EA is dropping, I expect EN to also drop. So I also used EA to correlate EN. So now let's jump on the chart real quick to see what we have. So now on the chart, so how did I scale up my trade? I want to make this video as short as possible. So currently market has dropped about how many pips? I'm about 240 pips on the first one, if not more, about 209, but I think it's even more than that, to be honest. Maybe my calculation is not correct. And also this one here, I'm in about about 90 pips on this one. So now let's talk about how I came up with my entry scale up. Look at this again. The 200 EMAs also in confluence with the pivot. You see, this is 200 EMAs, this is the pivot, and this is my entry. You need to understand that's confluence number one. Okay, you also need to understand the concept behind impulse move correction, impulse correction, what people might also call aggressive move, retracement, or expansion, or whatever you want to call it. They're all the same. Okay, so if you look closely, look closely at the chart. Okay, what do you see? You have impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. All right, market is trending to the downside. Okay, so what I did was I picked up my Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and if you look at the last impulse, we have impulse correction, impulse correction. So I picked up my Fibonacci around here and drag it from the start of the impulse to the end of the impulse. What do we have? The correction at 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level, right? And my 78.6 retracement level has to be a very strong. I like to see price test 78.6 retracement level. Okay, so I waited for price action. Look at this rejection, the first rejection here, like a pin bar, the second one like a spin it up, right? And I took my entry right from there. And also I have my pivot as well, standing at extra support, and my also 200 EMAs resting on top of the same level. So my 78.6 Fibonacci level is also in confluence with my pivot and also in confluence with my 200 EMAs. If I pick up my zone to make you guys see it properly, this is what I have. Something like this. Look at that. So what did I do? In order for me to be safe, I placed my SL right above the zone number 1, right above this pivot as extra barrier, right above this 200 EMAs as extra barrier, and right above the structure as well. So I don't want stories. I don't want to be stopped out prematurely. A lot of people focus on the money when they trading. They focus on what they could possibly make, but they don't think about what could possibly go wrong. So I like to be safe. So I place my stop loss above the structure, the high, the zone, the pivot, the 200 EMAs, where I could have peace of mind. So yeah, so I took my trades around here and it went in my direction, and I moved my stop loss to break even. And one thing I always say to you guys is this: I don't want you guys to scale blindly. I just do not scale. Before I scale up, I must have moved my initial trade to break even first. So this trade here was already at break even before scaling up. Okay, so that is it with that one. And also one more thing I need to show you guys real quick. Now price is approaching my pivot. Okay, so if you look at the pivot, let's say the 1 hour, okay, right, price is approaching this pivot level here. So I need to be watching price action closely if I should leave. So I'm watching closely. If I say break of this pivot, maybe a retest of it, I might scale up again to the downside. I'm not saying I will. And I might also leave the trade. So I'm watching closely. It could be something like this. Who knows? Okay, this is on yen. So let's see what we have on EA to see if everything is making sense. You can see EA is also approaching this pivot level here, and this pivot level is also in confluence with this level here. So I might be careful. I need to watch out price action closely to make sure that I don't lose majority of my profit that I've made back to the market. But so far I have my final target around here, and also my EA, that's EA, my EN final target around here. So that's pretty much it. My entry was on, my initial entry on this one was on 5 minutes time frame. If you guys want to learn how I trade, how I got my entries, you guys might want to check Forex Live 2.0. Okay, so but let me run you guys through my first entry real quick. Now that I'm making a video, I might as well just talk about it. It's so simple. Okay, it's not gonna take me 1 minute to explain anyway. So yeah, so I used the 5 minute order block. Okay, look at this. We have the volume in the market, aggressive pull, break of structure, retest of the order block on a 5 minute time frame. Took my entry around here. So simple. And also I waited for liquidity grab, right? Let me show you that on a 1 hour time frame. Let's see, where are you? Look at this liquidity sweep or whatever you call it, this zone. You see that price traded above this level here, grabbed all the liquidity around here, all the buy side liquidity around here, extend to the upside. I lower to the smaller time frame, the 5-minute time frame, to get my entry on time. So what I always do is I like to get my entry as an intraday, then I swing. So I get a smaller stop loss, then I swing it. That's how I've been able to make big profit. That's my strategy. That's how I like to trade. So, and you guys should have known that for so many years now, because I always document all my trades on Instagram. So I'm pretty sure you guys know this already. So anyway, so back to the entry. My entry was on 5-minute order block, and I held the trade. Just simple as that. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out because I like my charts to be clean. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you have further questions, let me know. So yeah, and if you want to get a 2.0, send me a message, and I will help you out. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye.